Okay, so today what we're gonna do is do some canning of some chili. So I go to YouTube to learn stuff, so I'm about to teach you guys some things. Okay, so what I've done now is everybody will do a different recipe quantity wise, because depends on how much you're canning, of course. I take everything to extreme and get after it. So anyways, I got 2 pressure cookers here, right? So what I could do with 2, and they're different sizes, which makes it kind of complicated, but 14 quarts can go in this one, and I'm not sure what the big ones are called. And I'm not even sure I'm right that those are quarts, but so here's the big one. This looks like 4 cups are in one of these. And then here is the ones I'm calling quarts. So 14 of these can go in the big one here. And then I'm putting 7 of these in the small one here. So anyways, what we did was there's 9 pounds of elk burger in there. We got 4 onions, and then I'm also putting some garlic because I like garlic too. So once we get all that in there, then I'm gonna dice up probably some jalapenos and some more green chili. What I've done, I'm kind of skipping a few steps here because I figure you guys know how to chop stuff up, but anyways, I added some jalapenos, and I'm about to add some more green chilies here to the recipe. And what you do, is you just, while your meat's browning, I'll just keep adding whatever seasoning it is that I want to my chili, which, obviously with me, I like a lot of spice, so I add quite a bit of spice to it. Then once you got everything in there and all mixed up good, and your meat brown, then you add the beans and your seasonings. So what we did is there's 6 pounds of dried beans here, and then I like my chili a little meatier than the recipe, so there's actually 9 pounds of meat. Okay, so now where we're at, we've added the meat, we've added the beans, I've thrown a dill of tomato sauce in there, and 1 of the diced tomatoes. We actually still need 1 more tomato sauce. So canning can be a little messy. You're just gonna have to do quite a bit of cleanup on the back side of this. But anyways, what I would suggest doing is looking up a recipe online and kind of following with it. So this is all the ingredients we're gonna add to it. This is some chili powder. And then I'm gonna need 4 teaspoons of salt.
Tablespoons?
Did I say teaspoons? Tablespoons, I'm sorry. Okay, and then 4
cumin
of the cumin. As you can see, I'm a little sloppy with it, but it'll be all right. It'll still taste fine.
2 teaspoons.
2 teaspoons of the pepper.
Teaspoons though, not tablespoons.
Yeah, I know. So I'm gonna just do about a half of that.
2
and then
then
We got this, what's this stuff called?
It's
Beef cubes. It's like broth. There's what, like
I put 8.
8 of those. See, one fell out there.
Okay.
And then
2 tablespoons onion powder.
2 tablespoons of the onion powder.
3 of the garlic powder.
You hear the boss. And then mix it up.
And then 3 cups of water.
And 3 cups of water. And then we'll just let that go and simmer for a little while and get all that seasoning in there. And we'll show you guys what you need to do next once this warms up a little more. Okay, so now we've let it simmer for half an hour. We started doing some cans. So what you do in these pressure cookers, whoops, sorry about that, got steam on it. There's a little line down low. You want to put it to that bottom line, the water. And then you just fill your lids. You want, or your jars, you want about a 1/2 inch down on them. Here, let me show them, Katie, if you'll record this for me. So I'll show you here. So what I use is this little funnel here. And then I'm just being gentle with it because, like I said, this Canon stuff's pretty messy. And the cleaner you are, it's like with anything work-wise, the better in the end. So anyways, I'm just funneling it down in there. And like I said, you want to leave it about a 1/2 inch down. And if it's too full, you want to pull a little bit out, but about like that, right to the rings. And then another thing you want to do is make sure your top edge is nice and cleaned off, where you don't have any residue there, because that's what'll keep these cans from sealing upright. And then you'll just put your lid on, and these need to be nice and warm when you put them on. Everything needs to be warm. Your jars come straight out of the dishwasher. You know, you're putting warm chili in, your lids are warm, you tighten it up nice, and then you stack them in your water. And the way that this works is once we have this completely full, I'll show you, you turn it on high, you let it boil for a while until there's vents on the top of these pressure cookers. Once you got a steady stream of steam coming out of that vent is when you stick your lid on, and then you'll run it up to 11 pounds. And once it gets to 11 pounds, that's when you start your timer. And I'll show you as once we get there. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys what this looks like. So you see how there's a steady stream of steam coming out of that thing now? That's what you want to see before you put this weight on the top of it. And then once it's doing that, I'll throw that on top of it. And what that'll do is it'll build up pressure. This is a lock. See how that popped up? So now it's locked where you can't open it up. And then, like I said, you wait on this gauge until it's right past the 10 there to that number 11. Well, there isn't a number, but you guys get it. Right there is where you want to hold it. And once it gets to that level, then you got to start cranking down on your temperature gauge. That way it doesn't blow the top. So if you're not keeping an eye on it, this rubber deal right here will blow off of that thing to keep from blowing this pressure cooker up. So you guys want to keep a good eye on that gauge. Once you get it set and kind of balanced out, it'll hold it. But at first you want to keep a good eye on it. It takes a while, maybe 5-10 minutes for it to build up that pressure, but once it's there, then it's cooking. That's when you set your timer. Okay, so I got both of these rolling now. I wanted to show you guys. See, that's where you want it, right at 11. See? And then they just hold right like that. You have to adjust the temperature. This one I'm gonna have to turn down because it just got there. But So the way that it works, these are gonna roll for, I'm gonna do 80 minutes on these. So once they're done, I'll show you what we have. Okay, here's the finished product. So the way that these things work is you want to let them cool down. I took these out a little bit ago. See, the lid's already sealed on these. See how these are pressured up and it's still popped up. Once they cool down, they suck down that seal and tighten up nice. So what you do with these, once you've got them to this point, what I do is I take and rinse every one of these off, get all that juice cleaned off of them, and just the whole jar cleaned up where it's not so sticky and messy. And then I'll write the date on them. Also, you see these 3 marks here. That's where you could write the date. And you know, typically I'll put what's in them also. So that's a process. The only thing I didn't explain to you guys is once it's done, what you'll do is I'll take these outside, just that way it's not letting all the moisture out inside the house. But once your time runs up, your 80, 90 minutes, whatever it is required at the elevation that you live at to cook them, I'll take it outside like I said, and then I'll pull the top off and let all the pressure out of it. I'll let it sit out there for a while until no more steam is coming out of the vent there. And then once that's done, you know, your little lock here will be pushed down because there isn't any pressure on it, and then you can open the lid. And I'll usually open the lid, let all that steam out also. And then once all the steam's out, I bring them in here, set them down, let them finish cooling off and sealing the lids, and then I wash them up and got tons of good meals right there. So that's how you guys do it. It's no big deal. And right there's probably what, with COVID prices, there's probably $100 worth of meals right there, if not more, in 2 hours of your life, maybe 3. All right, so that's how you can food. I'm Matt Adams, and just wanted to share that with you guys because we all need to learn a few things, and that's a pretty valuable lesson right there. So if you guys enjoyed this, go ahead and hit that like button. We'll bring you more content. If you have any questions, leave me a comment below and I will make sure and answer it for you. Thanks, and have a good day.